Okay, it's been a week. It's time for more One Piece. Anywho, where was I? I don't. Did I start yet? Anywho, thank you everyone for stopping by. If you would like to stay up to date on when I'm going to be going live, the best way to do that would be to join the Discord. That's where I put the links to where I'm live and when I'm live. As also, it's where I more or less announce what I'm going to be doing and when. But for the most part, it has been a pretty good all things considered. Really busy weekend. I was really tired. I did plan on streaming yesterday, but I was just too dead tired when I got home from work. So I came home, took a nap, woke up, did my game dailies, went back to bed. As for tonight, depending on how long this chapter is, it says 20 pages there at the bottom of the screen, but I don't think it'll actually end up being 20 pages. But depending on the length of this chapter, we might do some streaming of games after this, but to be honest, I just finished editing the 5.8 World Quest missions that I streamed part of before we had technical difficulties, and I was forced to just record it offline. So apparently my ISP was having issues in the area, and they fixed it a day later. I ended up getting like a text message from my ISP the day after that. So it wasn't actually the game that was causing issues, it was just my ISP, as usual. It's not like I don't pay them enough. This is a really American problem that we can't have good internet here in America. Real shame. Anywho, in channel news, just look forward to that. It'll be uploaded later tonight, and I'm actually going to be uploading that 5.8 World Quest stream before I upload this one to the YouTube channel. Normally, I try to get these out the day after, but because I have one available today right now, what I'm probably going to do first is I'm going to upload that one tonight, and then before I go to bed at maybe 1 or 2, I'll spend some time putting chapters on it so that that'll be out. And then this will be out Monday night. This stream will be uploaded to the YouTube channel with no edits on as a VOD Monday night. Or early Tuesday morning, depending on what's more convenient. And as far as editing goes, after that, I believe the next video I have to edit is the Drinksmith event. That one ended up being under 2 hours, so maybe it won't take too long to edit. And then after that, it'll be the part 1 of Luna 1. So, just the first, 2.5 hours of Nod Cry. But that's enough of an intro and catching up. So, recap. Last week in One Piece, we were about to go to God Valley. We learned that Rox is not Rox, but in fact Davy. There's a whole clan of Davies. And I have been pointed out that due to some dialogue in the Kuma flashback, the 13 special rabbits that were mentioned are probably the Davy clan. So there might be 13 Davies on the island. So, Rox is on his way there. He fought Harold. Or should I say he didn't fight Harold. Harold blew up. And anyway, we're at the events of this chapter. So, let's start. Page 1, Chapter 1160, The God Valley Incident. I actually keep hearing people in universe refer to it as God Valley, and it's primarily the content creators and the people that translate it that I hear call it the God Valley Incident. I didn't think we'd ever get a chapter just called the God Valley Incident. And again, this is all supposed to be Loki's flashback, with very little Loki in it. So there's that. So, I guess we'll just move along then. Anywho, it's a cover page, so it's time for Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 42, The Shrine to Odin and His Companions, overlooking the Flower Capital. Interesting. So there's now at the top of the mountain, Shrine to Odin, overlooking the capital, and we are now back. We've arrived back at the Flower Capital. It doesn't say final chapter or anything like that, so I guess we'll meet back up with Kinemon just like how we started. Or maybe we'll cut back to Onigashima at the bottom of the ocean again. Because that's how this entire cover story started. It was just Onigashima sinking. But it's just a beautiful shot of the Flower Capital from an angle we haven't seen before. So, not much here. It is notable that I only see Yamato standing next to the shrine. I don't see Ulti or Page 1 or anyone else. And the fact that they were already at the capital means that nothing happened between Ringo and traveling here, which is surprising given the distance involved. But as far as predictions for, I think we got maybe 1 or 2 chapters left. We're going to meet up with Kinemon, and then maybe we'll check in on Onigashima again for the lulz. So I think there's going to be 44 chapters of this cover story. Alright. Well, now that's enough of Wano nonsense. Let's cut back to the not present and look at this Loki flashback on page 2. Oh, that's a big spread panel already. This is going to be a short chapter. Feast your eyes upon the Davy clan. Boo, the most hated people. You can go back generations and you'll never find a single person who loved your kind. Shun them. Isolate them. You're just more buccaneers, aren't you? Their lives pose a danger to us all. So wait, are the Davy clan buccaneers? Is that true? Is that what they're implying by that? It's a question, so it might not be fact. Their lives pose a danger to us all. Not so fast, folks. Don't throw anything yet. Oh yeah, they're throwing axes and knives and daggers and swords at the display up there. So it looks like they look just like farmers to me. Oof. Hey, no knives, my friends. If they die, that's a penalty on you. Oh yeah, that reminded me. Garling wins this with a penalty because he kills the king of the island before this entire thing starts. You did well. Oh, here's Saturn and Garling. Speak of the devil, and the devil shall appear. You did well to find them, Garling. It was simply an act of fate. Now let's introduce the favorites to win the individual competition. I'll be dead. Oh, and we're cutting to Dragon, which is where last chapter ended off. Also, there's a little boy being held by a woman that I misread last week's chapter because of the way the paneling showed like a baby Teach at the end, right after Dragon showed up and saw a woman bleeding. But it turns out that woman bleeding was Shanks' mom, not Blackbeard's mom. So we see Blackbeard's mom also bleeding, mind you, in this shot here on this page. But now we're cutting back to Dragon. I'll be dead soon. Please take my boys to someone kind-hearted to raise them into men. Just don't let him have them. So it looks like Dragon's going to be the one that shows Shanks in a fucking treasure chest later then. There's been some fun speculative rumors about that, actually. Some people think that this chapter is probably going to end with, or this flashback will end with, Shanks getting shoved in a box that used to contain what is now present-day Dragon's Devil Fruit. Anyway, let's go to the top of page 4 and 5. I don't know who you are. And flop. But I want to save your kids. If I don't do something, I'm going to collapse under the weight of it all. I've already introduced 13 super rare rabbits. They're worth 10,000 points each. Woo! In addition, there are 150 rare rabbits. The hunt will begin in 1 hour. Are you serious? Are they really gonna start killing us? All you rabbits better start running. We just have to survive for 3 weeks and we're free. Just run for it. It's our only hope. Yeah, you're not gonna get away. Island surrounded, and they can just bombard it into the ground in the span of 3 weeks. A buster call actually will level an island in a couple hours. Has to be a good place to hide. Let the hunt begin. Oh, little rabbits, where are you? Hush, baby, don't cry. I found myself some rabbits. Oh, just let our baby live. Please, I beg of you. And bang! Child murder! We aren't even 6 pages in, and we have a guy brandishing a gun. Bang, bang, bang! Straight to a child's head. At least it didn't get shown on panel. Okay, people crying. Please spare me. Don't kill my husband. 6 and 7, by the way. Yep, this is gruesome. Horrific. Oh, we're cutting back to Marijoa. The land of gods, sacred Marijoa. Woo! Yes, get him. Oh, this is being televised by Snail. The Figarland family is in the lead. Ooh, we're getting more names. But the Bavette and Monmeyer families are in close pursuit. Ugh. Lord Garling. Wow, everybody's swooning over Garling. Who did you bet on? The Shepherds in the family competition. Gunko for the individual race. Really? Put money on Gunko for the individual. You, sir? She's great, but she's still just a knighthood's pet devoted blade of God. That's a weird title. Well, I see her with an Oda box on the top of the dex page, so chalk up another excellent bonus for the Monmeyer family. That's an arrow piercing through 3 people. Horrific murder on screen. Devoted blade of God, Monmeyer family, Saint Gunko. You know what? She looks a lot better in this outfit than she did in her weird schoolgirl outfit. Schoolgirl outfit was still kind of cool, though. This is her in an actual knight attire. She's got wartime epaulets on. I'm so jealous of St. Garling. He's gonna bag this beauty to be his wife. Nothing's official yet. Got yourself real high up there. Oh, there's someone up on a tree. Garling looks a lot more different from this angle. Don't worry, you can jump down. I got a nice cushion of thorns waiting. No, stop. Oh boy, this kid's gonna fall to their death. Let's go to page 8 and 9 to watch another dead child. Please don't. That's my son. Daddy. Don't worry, I'll catch you. Such a touching display. Okay, now we're cutting away. Oh, we're cutting back to Dragon. Okay. If I defy the Celestial Dragons and try to save someone, my entire platoon will be beheaded. Ooh, he's throwing up in his mouth. Is everyone here then? Of course, sir. Stupid dragon, where is he gone? You better not be on that island. Oh, so the Marines aren't allowed on the island right now. Interesting. So why is Dragon on the island? Was he snooping around? Ooh, I found him! The 10,000 point Buccaneer! Don't waste your time dreaming of salvation from this sick game. We have to escape the game itself. Oh, we're cutting back to that scene. Let's get off God Valley together. Oh, they still got hope. Dragons seeing that they have hope. Yo-ho-ho-ho! Get a taste of my killer 10-shot rifle. Oh, Dragon killed them from behind. Oh, darn, I really done it now. Or he thumped him, I guess, with the rifle. It's a thud onomatopoeia. Blam, blam, aye. Oh, to the east of the island. What is it? It's the Rocks Pirates. Not just them, there's all kinds of pirate crews pulling up. Alright, we're now at the point where all hell has broken loose, and we're only halfway through the chapter. I guess let's move to page 10. Oop, that's the wrong button. There we go. Now I can move to page 10. Oh, we get another spread shot of the Rocks Pirates. Only this time we can actually see rocks in front of the Rocks Pirates. This is basically a recreation of that scene from the Kuma flashback, but we can actually see everybody here. Alright, folks. Shaky, treasure, devil fruits. There's no point in us killing each other. I propose a temporary team-up. Bring back the treasure and we'll split it even. No complaints about that, I trust. But we can't split up, Shaky. She's gonna fall in love with whoever saves her first, obviously. That's a weird line to see coming out of Shiki's mouth. Yeah, you're not gonna beat me to her. That's Silver Axe. Ooh, Captain John's got something. Jackie's gonna fall in love with whoever gets the most treasure. Oh, so this is probably where Captain John got all his treasure, so maybe he doesn't die here like people theorize. Meanwhile, Whitebeard, you have fun with that. I'm just concerned about my friend. And if she falls in love with me, well, I'm not complaining. What are you talking about, Newgate? Of course, Buckingham Stussy takes a little bit of a offense to that. But if I say Shaky, then maybe Roger will be grateful to me, and... Poor Gloriosa, I still feel so sorry for her. Oh, hi, Stroitzen. I forgot you were here. Huang Ji stayed behind on the island. We'll ban him from her bar. Big Mom, you're all fools. The entire world could turn upside down. And Shacky'd never pay attention to you. You really gonna give me a double fruit, Lin Lin? Yeah. They really do have this brother-sister dynamic thing going, I guess. Isn't she like 30-something at this point? And Kaido's like 18, I think, during the events of this flashback. I mean, I've met people that have siblings with a bigger age gap than that, so it's not super weird. But hey, this is a nice big spread panel. Alright, I guess we're going to go to page 12 and 13. Alright, firing cannons. Ignore them and charge through. Look out. You're wasting your time, Navy. Rox is rushing in. Oh my god, he just ran in. Landfall. Oh no, pirates arrived. What are you doing, Navy? Single hair on our heads is must. You'll all be hanged from the neck. Urgent report. Attention. Needed on the western coast. It's the Roger Pirates! You boys staying quiet? It's a miracle. Yeah, that's a good point. All this gunfire, death, and destruction, and these two kids, dragons running around it with are quiet as a mouse. What's the saying? Quiet as a church mouse? Move all the celestial dragons to the center of the island. They mustn't be harmed under any circumstances. It's happening. It's like the end of the world. First Rox, now Roger. The Roger pirates have landed. I think Garp shows up shortly after this, correct? Ooh, are we going to get some Dragon and Garp interactions? Probably not. We're almost done with the chapter, and Dragon still hasn't made any progress on getting off this island. Ooh, a Roger pirate spread. I'm gonna go rescue Shaggy. That bubble is placed in a spot where I can't tell who's actually saying it. None of the rest of you have a shot, so focus on the treasure. Take back Shaggy, pa. Okay, sorry. They all beat him up. Man, Roger is catching strays in this flashback. Damn it, can't focus on the game. What's going on here? Just do something. The Celestial Dragons are pissed. Oh, here come the Holy Knights. Well, this is pretty much most of the Holy Knights that we know. There's a few that we don't recognize. There's some black-haired lady we don't know. There's the weird Monmire with the hat. Some big guy that looks like he's got a massive maw. I think that's... what's his name? I can't... it's been so long since the present. Killingham. Not Killingham. Yeah, Killingham. Is there. Holy Knights of God. They get a little Loda box. The Holy Knights of God are stepping in. I guess they're just going to keep amending the title of Holy Knight to make it more and more specific as we get further and further into the story. Pirates are landing on every shore. Fight back the battleships. Don't let them disembark. It might be too late for that. Yeah, like the two scariest ones are already on the island. A lot of the military focus is probably going to be directed there. And that's the end for 14-15, so I guess the next 2 pages will be the last 2? I was correct. The pirates are all charging onto the island. We don't know what they're after. Oh, yep, now Garp is here. The signature throw a cannonball and massive damage. That ship, it's Vice Admiral Garp. Here I am, baby. Reinforcements have arrived. It's Vice Admiral Garp. Garp's fleet. He brought a fleet with him. Yeah, we're saved. Well, this was a whole nothing burger of a chapter, to be honest. So I guess let's start with a brief little review of the chapter. We'll go through some highlights, and then we'll make some predictions. I'm not a big fan of action chapters, especially chapters that are at the same time repeating events that we've already seen before. So we got basically the start of the hunting competition again, but from another POV, where we got a little bit more context. We see that Dragon is now running around on the island with Baby Shanks and Baby Shamrock. The hunting competition starts. Garling's killing children. Gunko's killing people. A lot of death. A lot of death. A lot of death. Wanton murder. Reckless slaughter. Dragon is throwing up in his mouth. That's probably not a highlight. And then we get the massive Rox panel. That's probably the big highlight. We finally get a big panel of the Rox crew, but it's kind of a panel we've already seen before. Then we get a little bit of a less impressive one with the Roger Pirates. We get one with the Holy Knights. Then we get one with Garp's fleet. But it's very obvious that a lot of the effort went to this Rox panel one. And then most of them get some insight into what they're all here for. And I guess this might be where Captain John's treasure comes from. I think that's probably the biggest takeaway to me, is we got a little bit of an insight into Captain John's treasure, probably. well, I guess we can move into some predictions. So, we're only up to the point where Garp arrives. If we're going to continue the flashback here, I wonder if we're going to fast forward to the end of the event like we did last time, or are we going to stick around on God Valley a little bit longer? Considering how this flashback has just continued to pace out at a snail's pace, I'm willing to bet money that next week's chapter is at least on the island, for sure. Whether or not we see how we get to the ending or not, I don't know. Maybe we'll see Dragon shove the kids in a chest. Maybe we'll see Dragon get a devil fruit. Maybe that'll actually happen. But one of the things that, while we are here, that there are a lot of questions about the God Valley incident that we do want to get answered before we're done. Like, why did Garp and Roger team up to fight Rox? That has to be explained. And how did Shanks end up in a treasure chest? But Shamrock didn't end up where Shanks ended up. And how does Dragon get off this island? The answer to most of these questions might be scenes from the Kuma flashback that were cut or not shown. So, that's my theory. Or maybe Dragon will team up with Ivankov, and that'll be how Ivankov ends up in that whole partnership with the Freedom Fighters. That'll probably be something that happens. We're probably seeing the birth of the Freedom Fighters right now. That might actually be happening. But beyond that, I don't think there's much more for me to add at this point. Moving into an outro, we'll stop the stream here. We've been rambling for about 28 minutes or so, probably close to a half hour, and I don't think I have any much more to add to the chapter at this point. It was a somewhat just a chapter full of Oda boxes, to be honest, and it's introducing mostly characters that we already know. So I feel like the title of this chapter is a little bit misleading, and I bet a lot of people are going to be super excited to hear that this chapter is the God Valley incident, where, an incident happened, but like a whole lot of the length of the incident is what's going to be happening in the next chapter, provided we stick around and see what happens. But if we were going to consider this the God Valley incident, just this chapter in a vacuum, the God Valley incident was Rox and Rogers showed up. And then hijinks ensued. But we haven't seen the hijinks ensued yet. Anywho, if you'd like to see more content like this in the future, pop by the Discord, and it'll keep you informed on what we're doing and when we're doing it. We do go live at least twice a week at twitch.tv/sheetstreams. And lately, we're trying to get through the new content in Genshin, because new version just dropped, and boy, is there like hours of story content I need to get through and lore to get through just so that we can catch up. Because there's less than 2 weeks before the next patch comes out in Star Rail, and I would like to get all of that done before that patch comes out. We'll probably do a little bit of a pool stream in the next Genshin stream I have planned, which, if you are watching this on YouTube, in the future, it will probably have already happened, but if you're subbed here on Twitch, you can always watch the VODs before they get trimmed down for YouTube. They don't get trimmed down all that much, but it mostly is just I cut out a lot of the grinding, superfluous travel time, and loading screens every now and then. So you're not missing much when you watch my VODs on the YouTube channel that have been edited down. If anything, I would personally recommend you actually watch my content there. If you want to, like, bug me during a stream, that's, or just want to see something before anyone else, that's what that's there for. We don't really make a lot of money on Twitch. So, we don't make any money on YouTube. So, just for context, I make $0 for putting any of this stuff on YouTube. I do make some money on Twitch, but it's not a lot. You probably would make more busking on the street. There's a new vocabulary word for people who haven't heard it before. Look up busking in your free time. Well, that's all for now. Stay safe, everyone. I'll see you all in the next stream, wherever that is. Bye-bye.